We are live. And it's been a pretty long time. It's been a pretty long time. Good morning, cold as ice bear. No, I'm reusing the bottle. It's probably last time I'll use it. It was just kind of convenient. I've refilled it like this is the second time I refilled it. But anyway, so I've been waking up too late to stream and going to bed too early, doing other things. It has it's been busy. It's been constant. And now I am in the midst of filing some fancy paperwork with the big fat number 7 on it. Actually, I don't think the number 7 is on any of the paperwork that I'm doing, but anyway. Um, hmm. So, do you even Bible, bro? The title I chose this morning. Now I and everyone else is awake now that we've all heard that tremendous gong. Can I download the whole thing? Because that'd be pretty cool. Oh, dude. I didn't realize I could download this one. I'm gonna need this. Wait, this draft version will be updated before the planned printing later this year. Here. Notice of copyright must appear on the title page as follows. Church ministry or mission setting. Up to 2,000 verses may be quoted in any form up to 2,000 verses without written permission. That's getting better. The Berean Study Bible, guys. You can download it. How about that? What is going on? Why can't I see y'all's messages on here? I need to reload this page. Need to reload. Good morning, Jeremy. Oh, good morning, Creator Bear. welcome. Yeah, let's go ahead and just hit this up. Boom. Boom. There's the little copyright for now and evermore. Let's download this stuff. 2,045 pages. That's not bad at all. Alrighty. I'll just go in here and we will go Berean Study Bible. Cool. And done. Awesome. Right click drag didn't work. How dare you? Alright, cool. So there's all sorts of Bible verses on my minds. My minds. How many do I have? Hopefully, Lord willing, only one, right? Am I right, James? Am I right? Lord willing, only one. Mm. Okay, so it's describing itself. I'm already annoyed by this translation right here. What you got? What's this here? Is there like a there? Can I? Where's the online? Is it here? Oh no, no, no. No, definitely not that. These are the downloads. Here. Maybe I have to click study. Read online. Oh, the only way you can get it is through Bible Hub, I see. Well, it wasn't the first day though. It was day one. It's important. There's a distinction. I wish it said more than just first day. Because this is just random. Because this is just where I happen to be. If you guys want to mention some Bible verses to go over, I would love the distraction. Because yeah, whatever. There was evening, there was morning, the first day. That's not what it says. It says there was evening and there was morning, day one. And then it goes in specifically to say second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. And there was a grammatical, it was just a different choice of words. And there has to be significance to that. Day one versus first day. As far as I remember, it has something to do. This is probably inaccurate, so do your own due diligence. But I'm pretty sure it had something to do with if he had said first day, that it implies that there were potentially days before it that weren't counted. But today, to say day one, it is more explicit that that this was the beginning and that there wasn't some kind of eternal um, prior. The beginning of days, at least, right? Not necessarily the beginning of anything else, just the beginning of days. Alrighty. There's all sorts of distractions in life, guys. Any verse recommendations? Otherwise, I'm about to get crazy with some of this First Peter chapter 2 stuff. Let's do it. Let's go to it with the Berean Study Bible. Let's do it. The living stone and chosen people. Pring the heat. I will do lots of pringing. You better believe it. No, pringing and bringing. Rest assured, sir. Rest assured. There will be pringing and bringing. Read yourselves. This is First Peter chapter 2. This is good stuff. Rid yourselves, therefore, of all malice, deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and slander. Like newborn babies, crave pure spiritual milk, so that by it you may grow up in your salvation. Now that you have tasted that the Lord is good, as you come to him, the living stone, rejected by men, but chosen and precious in God's sight, you also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, offering spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. For it stands in Scripture, see I lay in Zion, a stone, a chosen and precious cornerstone, and the one who believes in him will never be put to shame. You got to, sir. Not you had to. But yeah, as I read what you say, I think to myself, I can't think of any direct comparisons and contrast, or why that would be a thing to do. Why that would be a thing to do. That's interesting. Oh, yeah. It's early, but that's okay. I got a full night's sleep. To you who believe, then this stone is precious. But to those who do not believe, the stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone, and a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. Literally, love, in all fear. In all fear. No, C. What is C? Isaiah 8:14. We'll go there. And he will be a sanctuary, but to both houses of Israel, a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. Romans 9:23 and 1 Peter 2:8. Okay. To the dwellers of Jerusalem, a trap and a snare. Interesting. Many will stumble over these. Stumble? stumble all her days. They were far and be broken, and they were be ensnared and captured. And it's so early that I just can't even speak right. But many will stumble over these, they will fall and be broken, they will be ensnared and captured. Consider that. You know who you're talking about here, this stone. It's talking about Christ. And then Christ will be a trap and a snare to the dwellers of Jerusalem. Fascinating. Hiding his face from the house of Jacob. Hmm. Hmm. Why am I getting messages already? Why are you awake? It's 6:13 and I'm getting work messages. It is just how it is. Work has been very busy. I've probably mentioned this before. First Peter's a little bit more clear than Isaiah was, to some degree, as to why they stumble. Because it is a little odd. Why why would Christ cause someone to stumble? They stumble because they disobey the word, and to this they were appointed. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for God's own possession, to proclaim the virtues of him who called you out of darkness and into his marvelous light. Once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. Beloved, I urge you as foreigners and exiles to abstain from the desires of the flesh, which war against your soul. Conduct yourselves with such honor among the Gentiles that though they slander you as evildoers, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day he visits us. Fascinating. I feel the need to point this out. Is anybody that understands the motivations? Hmm. Does anybody see that as strange that it says glorify God on the day he visits us? Personally, I find that fascinating. For those of you that understand the messages of the anti Trinitarians in our modern day culture, which maybe you've uh, encountered them, maybe you haven't. Yes, the internet has all sorts of corners. It's not a four cornered place, I'll tell you that much. But for those people, here is yet another occasion. Glorify God on the day he visits us. Kind of begs a question. Well, does it? When is God going to visit us? Hmm. Fascinating. I will continue because the next section is actually why I came to First Peter 2, but um, seeing if anybody has any thoughts on that. Many will say to me, Lord, Lord, most terrifying passage. Could not enter the wedding because they were unprepared when the bridegroom came. It's a nice comparison. I get it. I get it. I am really glad I came to Second Peter. I mean, First Peter, chapter 2. First Peter, chapter 2. That is good. I just sometimes I wonder about people. Sometimes I wonder, but I shouldn't. It's kind of hard not to, though. All right, let's continue. Chapter 2, verse 13. Also, apparently in Romans chapter 13. Submit yourselves for the Lord's sake. Interesting. Just right there. Not for your sake, which would almost be what you would expect logically, but for the Lord's sake, to every human institution, whether to the king as the supreme authority or to governors as those sent by him, to punish those who do wrong and to praise those who do right. For it is God's will that by doing good you should silence the ignorance of foolish men. How about that? For it is God's will that by doing good you should silence the ignorance of foolish men. By doing good. Hmm. Live in freedom, but do not use your freedom as a cover up for evil. Live as servants of God in freedom, but do not use your freedom as a cover up for evil. Live as servants of God. Yes, I know I read it twice. Treat everyone with high regard. Love the brotherhood of believers. Fascinating. Fear God, honor the king. Talk about categories there, right? Love the brotherhood of believers, fear God, honor the king, and treat everyone. The catch all is high regard. Treat everyone with high regard. What a verse. What a verse. That is just one slamming verse to cut. I mean, just talk about summing a whole lot up in just one verse. It's just really impressive. Very impressive. Okay. Servants, submit yourselves to your masters with all respect, not only to those who are good and gentle, but even to those who are unreasonable. For if anyone endures the pain of unjust suffering because he is conscious of God, this is to be commended. How is it to your credit if you are beaten for doing wrong and you endure it? But if you suffer for doing good and you endure it, this is commendable before God. Commended. Hmm. Yeah, where is this? G. Yeah, Isaiah 53. Imagine being such an anti-biblical zealot that you deny the prophecies of Isaiah, grossly ignoring all the New Testament references to it. It's fascinating. Just fascinating. Hmm. This is a good verse. I always forget where it is. It's Isaiah 53:6. We shall go there. We all like sheep have gone astray. Each one has turned to his own way. It's so poetic. I know, I know. You want to hear it in the Hebrew, don't you? 53:6. I wanted to hear it in the Hebrew. All right, let's do this. Isaiah 53:6. All right, so that's just this section right here. Kalanu, Kalanu, Katson, Tainu, Ish, Laderico. I can't remember what that dot does. I feel like no dot is a f and a dot is a p. Pretty sure. Can't remember. Paninu. Paninu. So there is actually some rhyming, but for different reasons. Because in the Hebrew language, the ending of the word has to do with usually the person, with the person it's in, like first person, third person, second person, that stuff. And plural and stuff like that. Let me try this a little faster. Kalanu, Ketso, yeah, Kalanu, Ketson, Tainu, Ish, Laderico, Paninu. Tetsono, or Tainu, Tainu. That's just, it's interesting. So, where is that? Sown. Sown is sheep. Ta'a. Ta'a. Pana. Interesting. Everyone. Ish. Ta'a Pana. It's, I mean, it's got similar rhyming, even in the original language. I just find that so fascinating when that happens. Because you can't help it. I mean, it is completely coincidental. I just think it's interesting. Hmm. So, is this subject here? First Peter chapter 2, verses 13 through 25. It's very applicable and controversial subject right now. We were talking about submitting to authorities in the government. It's one that I've been thinking about more and more. So remember, and here's some good stuff, and I'll just share this link, and you guys can scrutinize and read for yourself and all that. But remember, in this context, Nero is on the throne, and Christians are being thrown to the lions and burned at the stake. So there's a psychopath in charge, and yet these words are being said. So you can't be like, well, I mean, we can't listen to this Trump guy, or we can't listen to the governor of our state, or it's not like we have to listen to. Consider the context of those words, and you might be committing a little bit of negligence, ignorance, not so much. Well, maybe for a time, but anyway, it seems like an ideal time to fight back, but that is not what Peter is teaching. He tells them to submit to the unjust authorities in leadership. Christians should be known for their submission, should not be known for complaining, arguing, or starting protests, but by the beauty of this submission. Like I said, it's very controversial. Very controversial. I had this chair for many months before I realized it tilted. Yeah, what a deal, what a deal. Um, submit yourselves. I mean, again, it's really fascinating for the Lord's sake. It's super, super fascinating to me. Romans 13, 1 through 2. Everyone must submit himself to the government. I know it's super tiny. She can kind of read it. I know it's small, but must submit himself to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, he who rebels against the authority is rebelling against God, against what God has instituted. And those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. But David said to Abishai, don't destroy him. Who can lay a hand on the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? As surely as the Lord lives, he said, the Lord himself will strike him. Either his time will come and he will die, or he will go into battle and perish. But the Lord forbid that I should lay a hand on the Lord's anointed. Uh, it's fascinating. It's a nice article. It's pretty thorough. And it also addresses there. I mean, obviously, it's a really long article. I thought it addressed some other things, but that must have been another article I was looking at. Have a look at the article that I posted the link to and drop some questions throughout the day. More importantly, that article or that link won't last long. 24 hours, I believe, is how that works. So, um, if you aren't already on my Discord, please join so that we can keep conversation going. I am very much on Discord, far more than I am streaming these days, and I would like us to all have multiple means of communication. Email is good. Discord, so far, it's a good one. And then there's this. Okay. So this time, I'm going to wrap it up, get my day started. I have picked up my push ups again. I am back to normal capacity. It took me uh, almost a week, to get back into the groove of being able to do um, all the push ups in a whole day. So I did my 140, well, because I'm a month behind, I did my 143 push-ups yesterday. So if I were actually nothing had happened to me, I would be in the 170s as of now, which makes sense because I'm 30 days behind. Um, but that's okay. It might take me until February to finish. I might be able to catch up a little bit, throw some extra ones in there, but my body is feeling good, and I did 143 push-ups yesterday. So my cumulative number crossed over 10,000 last week. So I have done over 10,000 push-ups this year, and motivated to continue to walk this push-up path for this year. We'll see what I get to. If I don't do any extra push-ups and I just stay the course for the rest of the year, I will be at just over the 55,000 mark as opposed to 67,000. I'll be at the 55,000 mark. We shall see. We'll see what happens. Even if I were to do an extra set of push-ups, I don't know if there's enough days. Be 13 days. 30 times 13, that'd be a lot to catch up by just doing one. Let's see, 13, 390 days. Now, yeah, I would have to do more than one set extra per day. So 390 sets spread evenly over the rest of the year. I just need to do 2 extra sets and I'd finish by December. Be 15 sets. But the number would, I don't know, kind of throws things off because, you know, the whole thing is about the experiment. It's all about incremental change, not about the total number. So I'm going to actually just not do that. I'm just going to stick to the number and I could try to skip past it though. I could go immediately to the 170s and then catch the other ones up. I'm not going to do that either though. It would be more realistic to have to catch up because back to the analogy of the pig growing, um, it's fine. Made up my mind. Say no more. You're not going to convince me. Arrivederci. Follow Yahweh, not your way.